So if you've been told that hanging from a bar or paying thousands of dollars to have traction done to your spine is the secret or the trick you need to get out of pain, you really need to hear this. After rupturing my L5-S1 disc and being diagnosed with degenerative discs above that site, a doctor who I trusted told me that this is what I needed. And in fact, it actually ruined my back. So after my diagnosis, I went directly to the physical therapy clinic that I was given a script to, and they put me on traction, right? That was a part of the rehab program they had me going on for a few months. And I'd do it once or twice a week for basically as long as I could physically afford it, which it was insanely expensive, until I decided to say, hey, well, what other ways can I get this decompression or traction done without spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars per visit, which led me to doing things like hanging from a bar. I would do just a dead hang, or I would do kind of like a modified dead hang where my full body weight wasn't fully being supported by my hands. And that led me to other variations of decompression. Sometimes I would just hang and kind of get this little quick pop or release in my low back. So I got addicted to doing that. And then I wanted to do some kind of resistance band because I saw a really cool YouTube video that had a resistance band around their waist, and they attached the band to the squat rack, and they would kind of create a decompression environment using this resistance band. And like the traction and the dead hangs, it kind of gave me temporary relief. So I started doing things like countertop decompression, right? Or I was doing things like the short stop stretch or decompression strategy, just to find some kind of level of decompression because my doctor told me I needed it. And all of these strategies felt really good. However, what I didn't know is these tools that I was using, these strategies of decompression, of traction, of hanging from a bar, were actually the root cause of why my back was so sensitive. It was very catchy, spasmy. I'd have random sharp shooting pains throughout the day through certain types of movements, getting out of chairs, bending over, you name it. My back was very, very sensitive to it. And what I found out later is this decompression strategy that I started off with the medical model and kind of took on my own as I just simply couldn't afford it. I was only chasing short-term relief. On that point, what I have found to be one of the most frustrating things that chronic low back pain sufferers go through is really believing or trusting that they don't need surgery, they don't need injections, they don't need a chiropractor or a physical therapist or a doctor to heal their back pain. They only know what they know, and they don't feel confident in whether or not they can actually fix their back on their own. And if you're looking for a very specific strategy that is geared towards your specific ability to actually heal yourself, take my back pain quiz. It's a very simple quiz that really shows you whether or not your unique situation is actually fixable by you, as in you at home in the comfort of your own reality, not having to go to clinics and have other people poke and pry on you, but are you able to actually fix yourself? Go take this back pain quiz. Just go to fitnessforbackpain.com/quiz. Based on your results, I will give you the best plan of action based off of what your body needs right now to start seeing relief on your own terms. Go to fitnessforbackpain.com/quiz. Now, this concept that I'm referring to about what I think is good for my body, but is actually creating a painful environment, is a key pillar inside of what I call my hybrid relief method. And when I'm working with someone one-on-one, one of the number one things that we have to focus on is changing the way we view the things that we're doing, assuming that they're gonna work because maybe they were told to us by a doctor or a physio or someone that we trust, or we saw online with someone who maybe has a similar injury as us. So we do them thinking that they're gonna work, but they're actually making us worse. When you've been dealing with chronic low back pain for years and years and years, right? You have a laundry list of things that you've tried, they have not worked, or they only give you temporary relief. What happens inside of your body, there are some physiological changes or physiological responses to doing things such as hanging from a bar or creating some kind of decompression in the spine. I identify this as your body's protection mechanism. It's its own internal desire to keep you safe, and using systems such as your central nervous system to create a place of safety for that specific area of your body so that you don't keep causing more pain or make it actually worse. Now, the slippery slope with this is You are applying things to your body thinking that it's actually going to work for you because you get a short-term level of pain, but in reality, it's triggering this protection mechanism, only making things worse and giving you the illusion of relief, when in actuality, the pain is still very much there and you're creating more of an environment for chronic pain to thrive. Now for you, this might be muscle spasms, right? It might be glute tightness or erector tightness. It might be sciatica. It might be you getting up out of chairs and having a hard time standing up without your back feeling like it's super tight. Or maybe you're flipping over in bed. You're just trying to roll over to sleep on the other side and your back catches, it spasms, it sends shooting pain down your leg. Or maybe you're just trying to get out of bed to get your day started, and there's so many things that you can't do without stretching your legs or pulling your knees in just to get out of bed and get moving. There are so many scenarios that you might be dealing with that are very unique to you, but it's due to the fact that your body is in fight or flight mode when it comes to pain. So because the pain keeps coming back, you remember that hanging from a bar, that one specific thing did give you a little bit of relief, so you keep going back to it. And this is where the chronic back pain hamster wheel begins. Your body's pain system is elevated, your symptoms are worse, they keep coming back because you keep trying to override this protection mechanism with a very short-term relief strategy, a survival strategy, such as hanging from a bar. And your intentions are good because you're trying to get yourself some relief, and your pain system is doing good because it wants to protect you and keep this low back area safe. But you're essentially playing tug of war with your ability to actually get relief. You're trading long-term relief for a short-term satisfaction in how you feel. And this only is feeding the chronic pain loop that you've been on for years and years and years.
Well, William, what am I supposed to do? My back hurts, my doctor can't fix me, the injections aren't working, I don't want to have another surgery, or I don't want to have my first surgery, and hanging from a bar, leaning up against my countertop, or stretching my low back is what gives me that little bit of hope that my body can actually feel better.
The hard truth is you've got to stop doing this specific thing. This goes back to the analogy I made in a previous video on the muddy water, right? So this is a mason jar of muddy water. This muddy water represents your body in pain. It represents the chiropractic care, it represents the physical therapy, the injections, the surgery, the stretches, the yoga classes, the Pilates, the Reiki master, all the things that you do for your pain, and yet you are still in pain. If you are watching this video and you are 5, 10, 15 year veteran of chronic back pain, this is what your current strategy looks like from a perspective of someone who actually understands how to get out of pain. So what this is muddy water. And the only way to calm this muddy water down is to let it settle. So if you are doing something like traction or hanging from a bar or decompressing your spine, you're getting a little bit of relief. It feels good.
Oh man, this is it. This is how I get out of bed. This is how I decompress after work. I do it 1, 2, 3 times a day. It's my saving grace.
But all you're doing is shaking this muddy water up and resetting your central nervous system's ability to actually find the balance you're looking for and get lasting relief. So the strategy that you need to implement, as simple as it is stop hanging from a bar. Stop paying for traction. And what this is going to do over time is calm this pain system down. That is the first most critical step in the hybrid relief method. It's not just about,
hey, I'm in pain, what should I do? Let me go build core strength. Let me go exercise. Let me go do a bunch of modalities,
which makes this more shooken up and more in pain. When in reality, there's a phase, there are steps. There are exercises, strategies, and education around desensitizing this pain system first that creates the opportunity for you to begin to then build tolerance. Tolerance is your ability to be able to do more, whether that is putting your baby in his or her crib without your back spasming. That is you being able to vacuum and sweep the floor in your house, not in segments, not one 30-minute section at a time, but being able to do the entire house in one go and not be down and out or paying for it later. We're building tolerance, which also looks like you being able to go back to the gym, playing golf, follow that specific workout program in a tailored way that fits your specific pain profile, but you see the light at the end of the tunnel because you've done the work and you continue to do the work that is desensitizing your pain system, keeping that protection mechanism down and away from this high stress, high strung, I've got to keep this person from actually creating more pain, it lowers that threat, which then introduces the ability to do more. Then you are implementing exercises that are very specific to your pain profile, what your body likes, what it doesn't like, what it needs, and what it doesn't need. This is not a list of 8 exercises that everyone with an L4, L5, or L5-S1 herniation should be doing. That is generic. That has nothing to do with your unique pain profile. So once you understand the exercises to do, the exercises not to do, and what you're looking for when you're applying these exercises to your body to signal long-term progress, this segues you into what we call the tolerance or bulletproofing phase of your rehab, of your future-proofing your low back so that you can get back to doing the things that you love. This stage is one of my favorite stages because now you're able to start stacking the scary, dangerous, pain-creating activities, hobbies, and boring things in your life that you weren't able to do all in one go. Stacking is a beautiful thing. Stacking looks like you waking up, jumping out of bed, and then going and traveling 4 hours to a theater to watch some kind of show, sit at that theater for 3 to 4 hours watching that show, then you go walk around the city for a couple of hours, then you sleep in a random hotel bed that you don't like anyways because it's not your home bed, only to drive 2 to 3 hours back the next day and do a massive landscaping project at home and go back to work on Monday. That is a lot of things that to the average person who's dealing with chronic low back pain is like, no, I'm planning my life to stay away from that stuff. But when you get to the point where you're bulletproofing or you're building resilience in your body, you're able to start stacking these activities, which truly gives you the freedom that you've been looking for. Now, if you've been watching this and you're like, that's 100% me, right? I find myself doing things that give me temporary relief, thinking they're gonna last forever, but I find myself having to keep doing them every day or every week or paying for this service to make me feel normal, when in reality, I know deep down inside, this is just short term. I'm not living the life that I actually want to live. If that's you, it's not a uncommon place for you to be. This is where 99% of chronic back pain sufferers are stuck. They're doing the things they thought they should do, and they've compiled a list of activities, hobbies, treatments, services that they pay for to make them feel okay enough to get through life. And if you're like, no, I don't want to just feel okay, I want to actually overcome this chronic pain. I want to get back to the life that I was living before this pain took over my life. Even if that was 15, 20, 25 years ago, and you physically can't remember the last time you lived a day pain-free, your body is capable of healing. And all you need is a simple, personalized approach to build out your unique desensitizing strategy, tolerance building routines, and bulletproofing your back based off of the results that you've gotten and you want to continue to get for the future. If that's you, if you want my one-on-one help, the best thing to do is book a free relief strategy session where we go over your unique pain situation and determine whether or not the hybrid relief method is the perfect fit for you. Just go to fitnessforbackpain.com/apply, grab a time for us to chat. We'll dig deep into your unique situation and determine the exact path for you to take to stop doing the temporary relief strategies and switch to a long-term relief approach. Again, just go to fitnessforbackpain.com/apply. Thanks for watching. God bless, and I will see you on the next episode.